Time for another Rise of Kingdoms tier list, but this time for civilizations. Today we are going to rank every single civilization in Rise of Kingdoms, and while I'm ranking them I will also explain my reasons, so when you watch this video you will know which civilization is for who. Is it good, I mean great, decent, meh, or why do I have a D tier? Starting with one of the most used civilizations in Rise of Kingdoms, Arabia. Here on your screen you can see the bonuses of Arabia, even though it is a cav civilization, and cavalry, with Justinian especially now, is amazing with rallies, and Arabia gives a good rally bonus. However, for open field reasons, since many cavalry mains do actually use, depending on their budget, Germany or Ottoman for skill damage, Germany for other F2P or low spender benefits, Arabia is in my opinion decent because it is not very versatile. It is just for rallies. But on the other hand, if you're a rally leader, especially in Season of Conquest KVK, this means you're a high spender and you can afford changing your civilizations again and again and again. So it's actually not that big of a deal for you, but in general, I'm just gonna put Arabia in decent. Next up, we have Britain. Even though Britain is one of the best starting civilizations in Rise of Kingdoms, because you will get Boudica, and Boudica is a PvE commander, which is going to help you a lot at the start of the game against barbarians. But, in my opinion, there is a better starting civilization, and that's why I'm gonna put Britain to decent as well with Arabia. Byzantium, I would just say no. Yes, it is good to have health, and Byzantium is the only civilization that gives cavalry health bonus. However, if you're a free-to-play low spender, there is Germany. If you're a high spender, there is Ottoman. So I don't think there is a scenario where Byzantium is going to be the best civilization choice for you. That's why it goes into no category. Next up, China, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I think China is the best starting civilization in the game. Troop defense is great because it's not specified for cavalry, archer, or infantry. It's just general troop defense 3%. Action point recovery is going to help you massively at the start of the game. This means you will be able to kill more barbarians, rally more forts, and building speed 5% is also a great buff for new accounts. On top of that, you are getting the best, period, the best epic commander in Rise of Kingdoms, Sun Tzu. So China goes into great category. Next up we have France, and it goes into decent category. The reason is it's a pretty decent infantry civilization. Yes, the bonuses doesn't include anything for infantry. Troop health 3%, great. Wood gathering speed 10% is okay. And this is the most important one, hospital healing speed by 20%. This means you are going to save a lot of speed ups during the KVK if you are fighting a lot. But even though the bonuses of France doesn't include anything for infantry, the special troops throwing axemen is an infantry unit. That's why it is an infantry civilization. And I think it is pretty good, especially as I said, if you're a player that loves fighting, that is fighting 24/7 in the open field. We might even put France to great tier actually. Yeah, let's go great instead of decent. Next we have Germany. I don't know if it needs explanation, but every single bonus of Germany is amazing for free-to-play and low spenders, but specifically two bonuses of Germany, training speed and action point recovery 10%. And on top of that, with Germany, you're going to have special units, Teutonic Knights, which is a cavalry unit. So you really cannot go wrong with Germany. I think it is a great civilization. Next up we have Egypt. Now Egypt is one of the latest civilizations, however it is pretty weird. It gives archer attack 5% and it has archer special units, rallied army damage 5%. If you're going to rally with archers, well obviously you are going to use Ottoman, so this one is kind of useless. 1.5% building and 1.5% research speed. It is always good when you are developing your account, when you are upgrading your technology and buildings. However, I don't think 1.5% bonus is worth changing your civilization. So Egypt, in my opinion, unfortunately, goes to no category. Next up, we have the latest civilization, Greece. Now, Greece bonuses are a little bit weird. It gives infantry health 5%, which is amazing. And special units are again infantry. Rallied army damage by 5%. This is really good if you're going to rally with infantry. However, with the release of Justinian, I think rallies will most likely be cavalry from now on. Of course, until we see the next infantry. And the weird thing is, stone gathering speed by 10%. If you guys don't know, training or healing your infantry units doesn't actually require stone. It requires food, wood, and gold. So I really didn't understand the reason of extra stone gathering speed, but whatever. I think because of 5% health bonus and rallied army damage, Greece civilization goes into decent. Japan is the next civilization, and I think it goes into great tier. The reason is, it's not going to be a great civilization for your main account. However, Japan is the best civilization in my opinion for farm accounts. Because the special thing about Japan is it gives 5% overall resource gathering speed, which is amazing with your farm accounts because the only thing that you do with those accounts is gathering resources. So you're increasing your gathering speed 5% for every single resource type, and that's why I think Japan is a great civilization and it deserves to be at the highest tier since it is the absolute best for farm accounts. Also, they have the best looking units in the game. T5 Samurais. Amazing. Next up, Korea. I don't think it needs an explanation, but I'm just going to put it at no tier. However, it can go up to meh or even decent if for some reason you are just going to save all your biggest researches that takes the longest time, change your civilization to Korea during, let's say, a zenith of power, and then like push for T5, do those insane amount of researches, get all that power and be one of the zenith of power winners. You save your speed ups, you switch to Korea, and then during a zenith of power, you do all the research, so that small 3% research speed is actually going to help you massively. But overall, I would say it is a no. Ottoman, just great. Amazing civilization. Special unit archers, Janissary. Archer health 5%, march speed 5%, and on top of that, this one is huge. Active skill damage 5%. This is absolutely one of the best civilizations in Rise of Kingdoms. So if you're a field fighter with a lot of skill damage commanders, even though you don't use archers, you are not an archer main, you can still use Ottoman. This civilization is that good and probably the most used civilization among the Wales. So Ottoman, 100% great. Rome is, I would say, decent. If you're playing with infantry, let's put Vikings to decent as well. I would probably go with either France or Viking instead of Rome, because if you look at Vikings, it gives infantry attack. Yeah, it is not the best. However, it gives overall counterattack damage 3% for your all marches. Doesn't care about if it's infantry or not, so that is a huge bonus. Troop load 10% is pretty useless. But you get the Viking special units, Berserkers, and they look amazing as well. So yeah, definitely Viking over Rome. Last but not least, Spain. I don't know what to say about Spain, but cav defense is decent. At best, it's just meh. There is one scenario that Spain is going to be really good for you, and it is if for some reason you do have some farm accounts, but you don't have the time to send your farmers to resources, you only have the time to collect the resources on your city, yeah, then Spain is going to help you because it has 20% resource production speed. But on the other hand, there is no usage for Spain, so I guess it goes into meh category. This is my 2023 Rise of Kingdoms civilization tier list, and here in my opinion, the best troop type in Rise of Kingdoms, especially for free-to-plays and low spenders. Make sure to tap on it, and I see you there.